Right. Hi, everyone. I hope you're all doing well and you're all happy, enjoying the last days of October. I want to thank the person who cared enough about you to get you onto this call. Um, I think it's information that we should all know and information that can really save lives. So I'm really excited to get busy talking about it. I'm Nola, and it's such a pleasure to talk about health. I'm just going to share my screen, and here we are. There we are. And let's see this here. And so that's our um, so we'll start with the whole idea of essential fatty acids for essential health. Fatty acids are essential, as it says, and omega-3 is the one product that I'll talk a lot on tonight, and it is an essential fatty acid. We have to feed our bodies these essential fatty acids, and omega is one of them. And so, if you're healthy, and you want to remain healthy, that is good. Um, if you have health challenges, that's also fine because you can get back to full health when you just know how and you supplement and give your body what it needs. So, let's get healthy, let's stay healthy, and let's live healthy. And so, I'm going to continue with the whole omega story. And let me just get this going. There we are. Omega-3 is what we're actually going to be talking about tonight. Um, it's an omega-3 that it comes in two sizes, and it's a very, very abundant serving of over 1,000 milligrams. And omega-3, ours is wild caught. It's wild caught from the ocean, and it supports heart health, it supports joint health, it balances inflammation in our bodies, and more. It helps by balancing inflammation. It helps us control chronic diseases, which are really attacking people as they get older and causing them a lot of damage. Okay, we'll talk about those later. It's purity tested, it's screened for over 200 contaminants, and so our Omega Plus is really, really, really pure. Um, um, the product we're talking of course, Neolife, and it's the one product that we really recommend highly. It has many, many areas that it helps. So we'll go through omega-3 and brain development, omega-3 and brain aging, omega-3 and the newborn baby, omega-3 and men and women's health. And the one we're going to concentrate on tonight is omega-3 and cardiovascular health. We're talking about our health, our heart health, and it's just a really, really exciting subject because many people are concerned about certain aspects of their heart health. So let's have a look at our omega, and it's important that we know its quality and how it can be trusted. Our omega is backed by research. It's a lot of the research is published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition and many other publications. So our omega offers a bioavailability, which means that it's readily absorbed and assimilated into cell membranes. The next thing is that it keeps the right viscosity of our blood, which means it's the right thickness so our blood can flow easily through the arteries and capillaries and veins. Okay, it helps lower the high blood pressure, and it also helps lower high cholesterol. the heart protection of the bad fats called triglycerides is proven. It lowers the triglyceride levels, which are the bad fats, by 17%, scientifically proven. So we really do believe that we are on the right track with the right product. And here we are having a look at how it balances our cells. The ultra pure high potency fish oil, which is our omega-3. I want to just show you this here, this graph here, where within 8 weeks, it increases our omega-3 index. And the important reason for that, let me just explain why. Our omega-3 index has to be higher than our omega-6. Omega-3, omega-6 are found in nature, completely natural, but because our foods have been so tampered with by the big food industries, you will have 40 times, in many cases, more omega-6 in your body than you have omega-3. And that is a problem health-wise, because omega-6 is inflammatory. And inflammation, as I mentioned a second ago, causes chronic diseases, gut health, brain health, cancers, and the list goes on, diabetes, etc. So within 8 weeks, taking our omega, your omega index is improved by 38%. And also, if we look at this lowered inflammatory index here, in 8 weeks, it has reduced by 68% inflammation. Inflammation is our greatest enemy in trying to stay well. And so we're very excited about this. So you look at your heart, your brain, your joints, your nervous system, your vision, and much more. In fact, all these chronic diseases develop in inflammatory conditions. So we don't want that. And so let's have a look at some more information here. I just want to show you how the difference between our omega, and there are many omegas on the market, and we're just looking at the difference. And there's another difference. We have all 8, and there's one just hidden a little bit at the bottom, but we have 8 omega-3s. Those are your 8 identified omega-3s, and most products have on the market will have 2, 3, or 4. They don't have all 8. So these 8 are given to your body to utilize. They're already there. So your body, that's a very effective an omega-3 product. I also want to mention, apart from all these 8 omega-3s, it's tested for 200 contaminants, and it's important that you know that our acceptance level of any contaminant is 0. So it is a very safe omega-3, and it's the safest one that pregnant women can have. Won't affect their babies. Okay, it is cold pressed. It hasn't been heat extracted and distilled with chemicals. It's cold pressed. And another important thing is that our capsule protects the content of the omega oils from oxidation. It's very important, because in 2015, a study was done by the Cancer Association in South Africa, and they found the majority of the omega-3s that were on the market were rancid. And that is not good for us. And that was because the capsules were not protecting those oils. So any of our oil products have these capsules that protect the oil from oxidation and turning rancid. It's important. And we are at the forefront of using 100% of our fish oil from sustained sourcing of fish. We certified by globally recognized entities known for protecting marine environments. You might say, why don't we have krill? Krill will krill, we can't use all the fish food. It's fish food. You can't have every company taking krill out the ocean. It is not sustainable. And the very important thing is that we're totally using a sustainable method of sourcing the fish. And so with all the boxes ticked, we can promise you that we ensure potency, purity, and environmental responsibility with all our Neolife Omega products. So let's have a look at the next slide. Here we are. We have Omega, as I said, tested for over 200 contaminants, fish population declining and contaminating risks rising. And that is a big problem, this contamination risk of fish. High quality omega-3 supplement is more important than ever. And our supplements, our omega-3s, taken from fish, taken from disease-free fish. It's such an important thing that the fish are checked before the oil is taken from the muscle of the fish. There's no liver oils. It's just the muscle of the fish. And so the fish are checked right the way through to ensure that there's no toxicity, and tested for 200 contaminants. They're safe to use, and we're very, very excited that. So basically, now you know the quality. I've spoken about what it does. I'm going to just do a summary of heart health. The Neolife Omega-3, that's the purest Omega-3 available on the market. Number one, it lowers high blood pressure, which is a problem. People have high blood pressure. It lowers cholesterol. It lowers the bad fats, the triglycerides. High triglycerides are linked to increased risk of heart disease and strokes. What causes triglycerides? High glass. You've got to have some, but high, too high. What causes it is sugar, bad fats, processed foods like white bread, white flour, processed foods, and alcohol. And so in moderation, guys, it lowers, our omega lowers inflammation, which is the base, as we've mentioned, of heart disease and all other chronic diseases. And I want to just say here that men's prostate, I know it's not the heart, but we have to say this, it's an important fact, that men's prostate is protected, kept supple and pliable with the omega-3 oils. Where are your omega-3s? Are you insured of getting omega-3s? It's not an easy food group to get, because we are loaded with, as I said, omega-6s and in seed oils, in our cooking of seed oils, your canola, your sunflower, your safflower, the seed oils are omega-6. They are not omega-3. And you'll find that the omega-6s are hidden in your mayonnaise and all sorts of sauces, in your chips, in your cracker biscuits. They are there. So wherever you turn, you will have hidden omega-6 oils. We have to try and cut them out, but we have to, essential, to increase our omega-3 levels so that that ratio is higher. The ratio between omega-3 and 6, if it's balanced, it's okay. It's balanced in nature, but we've upset that balance, and we have to be cognizant of that. And also, ladies, there was an article I read that omega-3 is one of the nutrients that can help prevent women's breast cancer as well. So it's good. Okay, number 5 is improve circulation by keeping blood at the right viscosity. It keeps the balance between omega-3 and 6, which we've discussed. So generally, if we look at this, omega is good for our head, brain, and eyes. It's good for our heart and all our circulation. It's good for the men's prostate. It's good for our joints. And so it's quite a useful product. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to talk about another product that is like the a really good little helper for to help our omega and your lipotropic. No, hang on, sorry. Um, okay, your lipotropic. Oh my gosh, I'm doing well. Your lipotropic, there it is. It's called lipotropic adjunct. It's a very, very useful product. It's good for blood fats, blood vessels, and your homocysteine. Now, the interesting thing about homocysteine, it's a substance that is found in your blood and is often considered more um, dangerous than cholesterol. It can be measured. Not always is it measured in blood tests, but homocysteine has to be kept under control, just like your cholesterol. And your lipotropic adjunct has lipotropic factors. And I'm going to just quickly run through these. For instance, it's the only place where Neolife will take a section of family, like they've taken a group of vitamin B because it's a lipotropic factor. The B6, 12, and folic acid will bring homocysteine levels down. Okay, just as the inositol and the choline keep the lipids, which is your fats, mixed in the blood so that they flow properly. And then you've got citrus bioflavonoids, and from citrus, from a natural, from a plant with your citrus obviously is natural, you get in your vitamin C, you have a factor that is called hesperidin. So with your citrus bioflavonoids that also give you hesperidin, it supports the health of the circulatory system and it strengthens your blood vessels. You know, you don't want weak blood vessels. That's where strokes come from. So you need strong blood vessels, and that's what the citrus bioflavonoids in the lipotropic adjunct do. And then there's betaine hydrochloride, which is involved in homocysteine metabolism and also ensures the B vitamins absorption. Betaine is found in eggs, fish, legumes, whole grains, but it's just nice to know that there's a supplement that supports your heart health together with your omega-3s, and lipotropic adjunct can also help defattify a non-alcohol fatty liver. And so it's really a very, very useful product to have. You can take it all the time. Omega you need every day. Lipotropic you can have every day, or you might want to add it from time to time. But if you have any issues, I would suggest you take it all the time. It's just a very, very useful product. Then we have other products that are useful in health of the heart. And that's our vitamin E. It's a wonderful vitamin E, and it's 200 IUs, international units, because if a person has a heart issue, they don't want more than 200. And our 200 is very, very absorbable. It's utilized by the body. And another good thing about our vitamin E is that it has all 8 factors of tocopherols and tocotrienols. Now, those, it doesn't matter what they are. They're 8 factors in a whole vitamin E, in a natural organic vitamin E that is taken from a food source. So it's more potent than a synthetic vitamin E, and it definitely helps inhibit oxidation of cholesterol. So you don't want your cholesterol oxidizing, getting sticky, sticking to inside your arteries, causing havoc inside your circulatory system. And so your vitamin E is just a very useful, I'm just adding on as just for your information. Here's another very good product, because this one is carotenoid complex. And the big thing is here, it reduces oxidation of cholesterol, like your vitamin E. It stops the stickiness of your blood fats, okay, from sticking to the sides of your blood vessels and creating a smaller space for your blood to flow through. And so it protects the heart as well. And then we have garlic. Any garlic is great. Retains normal cholesterol and blood pressure. It supports healthy circulation, and it supports healthy blood clotting. Your blood has to clot, but there is an unhealthy blood clotting. But garlic supports healthy blood clotting. So in our garlic complex, it's all of the goodness and none of the smell. You won't have that smell. The smell is there, but it doesn't. It goes through after it's gone through your stomach acid. Then it's released. The allicin is released, and so you don't have a garlic breath, which is fantastic. So garlic is wonderful for heart protection. Absolutely. And then finally, I'm going to mention the fiber tablets. Fiber is good. The NeoLife fiber tablets are great for heart health. And I'll tell you why. Fiber has a soluble side and an insoluble side. An insoluble means it's like bran. It doesn't dissolve, and it sweeps your intestines to keep them healthy. But the soluble part of fiber, which comes from your grains, your fruits and veggies, etc., that soluble fiber is very important for heart health, because your excess fats, bad fats that your body is trying to get rid of, your omegas are pulling out of your blood to get rid of, they stick to the soluble fiber. The soluble fiber, it's a name, they say it adsorbs onto the soluble fiber. So it sticks to the soluble fiber and is carried out of your body. So you don't have the bad fats that are creating the problem in your heart circulating. They go out with a fiber diet, a high fiber diet, not a bran diet, but a high soluble fiber diet. And you get from, if you eat a lot of whole grains and legumes and vegetables and fruit, you'll get that fiber. But otherwise, supplement on fiber tablets from NeoLife. It's really worthwhile. So let's have a look at this. Your last product I'm going to talk about is your CoQ10. I did speak on that when I did the energy session, but CoQ10 is it looks after your cellular energy. Inside the cell, you've got your little cell, your energy factories called mitochondria. CoQ10 keeps your cell factories going. It keeps them energized. And the importance of CoQ10 as a supplement, especially when you start, I say, aging, they say from 40 years old, your body starts a decline in CoQ10. Now, what that means is that your heart, your lungs, your organs that are working all the time for us need CoQ10. They need that energy. So CoQ10 is a wonderful, wonderful thing, a good start to a stronger heart, as it says, a good start to a stronger heart, your CoQ10. And so there's your package of all our wonderful products that make up a healthy heart. And a healthy heart makes up a healthy you and a happy you, which is great. Your ones that you really have to concentrate on, the first ones, your omega-3, salmon oil, fish oil, and then you've got your lipotropic adjunct with all the add-on. Those two are fantastic for healthy hearts. The others I've just added on. When you can eat garlic, or if you want to supplement because you don't like the smell, supplement. Your vitamin E is great because you got vitamin E in all your multivitamins of ours. Carotenoid, you just eat a lot of fresh fruit and reds and oranges, you get your carotenoid, but there's a supplement, one supplement a day, keeps the doctor away. And so we have a real daily support pack for your heart. But don't forget, omega and lipotropic are the first two that you choose. And so last of all I just want to say here, omega-3 in women's health. And I know this is not heart health, but I think it's important that we know. In a study published in an issue of Obstetrical and Gynecological Survey, researchers provided evidence that supplementation with omega-3 fatty acids can be particularly important in women in preventing preeclampsia, postpartum depression. When you've had your baby, you don't want to get depressed. There's no time for that. Any menopausal problems and postmenopausal problems, omega-3 is important. So you take omega-3 at every stage of your life. Here it is, throughout life, literally from the point of conception and every day thereafter. Omega-3 fatty acids play critical roles in health and longevity in more ways than previously realized, and have, in fact, been the subject of many scientific studies. If that doesn't say it all, you haven't got it. Okay, a lot of us think, are we eating okay? I eat fish a couple of times. The American Heart Association recommends at least 2 servings of oily fish a week. Now, in Africa, we don't get oily fish. We get oily fish from the very cold waters. So we need 2 servings of fish a week. Our dietary preferences are the mercury and lead concerns of the toxins in the water, and the varying omega-3 content in fish, depending on the species, the diet of the fish, and whether they are wild caught or farm raised, make it challenging to meet daily needs. Farm raised fish are toxic. So you have to find wild caught oily fish, and that is almost nearly impossible. So, it makes it a challenging thing to meet daily needs. And that's where supplementation can bridge the gap. I want to encourage you to eat intentionally, but there are certain things that we cannot control. And that's where supplement comes into being. And I am just happy to have shared this knowledge with you. Distributors on the call, please will you share your websites with the guests that you have so they can look it up and see, read more about it and order. It's no use knowing it and not taking it. So please make it easy to get onto these products and stay on them, because nobody needs to get chronic disease. That is from what we put in our mouth. So we've got to be very cognizant of the gaps in our diet and what we are putting into our life. And so I encourage you to think health, stay healthy, stay happy, and just stay blessed. And thank you for being with us. And till the next time, good night.